Hello everybody, welcome to tonight's episode Titansgrave. We are currently at episode 12 of this lovely Syrian season here. Wonderful.
Are we serious?
Yeah, we're
Are
at
we?
episode 12.
Wow.
It's been a while, y'all. I mean...
But it feels like just yesterday.
I know, right?
I know, right?
Just like yesterday that you went into that abandoned school, like find a murder robot.
The abandoned school that literally we reference all the time, but nobody
Nobody
in chat
knows.
Yeah, because that
figured
was an
out. Didn't
off-stream
stream
session
it.
0. But yeah,
Remember that time?
welcome in. Glad to have you here. As you may have noticed, tonight we are down Jiggles due to some unfortunate, real life shit happening on his side. Don't worry, buddy. Jiggle is fine. Not hurt or anything. Just some happened, and he has to deal with it. Very, very much. Doesn't have to that. But before we get started, let's announcement that we first and foremost, as we all know on the channel here, we are Dice affiliate with Die Hard Dice. We're in realm. Castle Die Hard provides some of the best polymer and metal dice and dice accessory. You can visit them on dieharddice.com. And every month here at the GR Crew, we have a little product that we get a bit of a kickback on if people choose to purchase, which help for the channel art and provide like money for when we do donation for charity stream, that jazz. This month, it is the Mythica Ilios dice set, which is actually a very pretty a metal dice set. Gonna show well on cam or up. But hey, if you do exclamation mark dice chat, it should give you leave directly there. There we go. I hope I did not fuck. Think I may have done it. If I did, well, all right.
No, the link's fine.
Link's fine. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very, very beautiful metal dice set. You use the code Great Crew because code change last month. You can get 10% off your entire order. So even if you choose not to add that set, you can still use it. Code. Leave a little comment telling them who sent you. That would be appreciated. Other than that, a little announcement. For those that actually keep an eye on our Twitter and all that, we actually announced that this Sunday I will be Bear Master for Honey Ice. Amazing cast of wonderful people, including Derek Ward, Sketchy Goblin, Ashen Works, amazing here, Fair Bear, Dimples and Dice, and Red Justice. All people that you have seen here on the channel except Ashen Works. Amazing friend. So that should be a lot of chaos and shenanigans. I mean, I somehow decided to have Dimples, Red, and Fair in the same room at the same time and be a GM for this. That should be fun.
That sounds amazing.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
You know what?
Absolute chaos. I'm waiting for it.
I already know what my character's gonna sound like, and also I rolled like the second Rafiki made the room in the Discord, I immediately rolled my bear, and it's gonna be awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch.
It's gonna be wild chaos. I mean, the only thing I can tell you that you can expect is bear honey and boats, which are things that don't necessarily go together necessarily.
But
Dude, the
also,
boat part?
You haven't experienced me and Dimples as players together.
I've experienced you like separately.
Yeah. Ask Tuck about that.
Yeah.
See how that worked out for them.
Oh, sure it's good. Sure it's gonna be absolutely fine. But yeah, that is happening this weekend at October 10 at noon EDT. put that in whatever time zone that you are in, because time zone are a lie. But
Time's a lie. We don't believe in it here.
time is a construct. But beside that, that's pretty much all the general announcement. Let's we'll plug ourselves in and all that, or somebody yell at me. Hi, I being a Jim here. Thursday, sometime on One Shots there. You can find me sometime on the player side of the table on Blackfeathers Guild at twitch.tv/Raven, spelled RAVVYN. We actually play a Dalish rogue in Dragon Age campaign, which is fun. Other than that, I'm occasionally Raven's Skull production. Raven, and that should be a link where you can stuff. If you've been here waiting the mission, well, I made that too. So yeah, that is all for me. Now Fair will not yell at me. Give it to my amazing cast and one introduce himself and tell you where you can find him real quick before we jump into that.
I'll go.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Fair. You can find me sometimes streaming over at twitch.tv/fairbear. I'm also a cast member on Rolling D's20s for our Saturday night Vampire the Masquerade campaign. And like Rafiki said, you'll find me over here this Sunday for Honey Heist, where I'll be playing Redacted, a redacted bear.
The best kind of bear.
A redacted bear.
Yeah. You'll have to show up to find out what that means.
We all know about the famous redacted bear species.
Yeah.
Redacted, a redacted bear.
Yeah.
It's just a dire. It's just a dire bear. Let me spoil it. Just kidding. Oh, that would be dope.
That would be
Terrifying.
That would be terrifying.
Lay dope.
Yep. Oh.
For players, yeah.
But hey, let's go. That's all. Fair. Let's go. Right there with Kitty. That order,
Okay.
so I can go in reverse
Hey
order.
everybody. So I'm Kitty. You can find me on Twitter at InsaneKitty32. You can also check out my shop on Etsy, Causal Cat Studios, where I make good luck charms for your table. And so far, I have been told it, oddly enough, does give luck. So get yours soon. And because he's here, this is Salem. He's going to probably be the stream cat for tonight. Yeah. So that's pretty much it for me.
Yeah, if Kitty goes offline for some reason, video cut,
You know
time
who to
goes
blame.
sideways. There we go.
Or
That's
if
it.
my monitor goes down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just blame the kitten.
Flavor. Last but not night, Celine. Hi.
Hi. I have been joined by Her Spoiled Highness, my dog. Sorry about that. Hi, I'm Celine. You can find me here Thursdays playing Titansgrave with these wonderful people. You can find me on my stream on Saturdays, twitch.tv/Celine, and you can follow me and see what sort of shenanigans I am up to on Twitter, twitter.com/Celine.
Nasty. And even though he's not here, you should also check out Jiggles. He's awesome. His
Yes.
social and all of that, and the chat.
Definitely.
He's amazing. We miss him. Pretty cool. Hasn't been streaming lately, but when he does, it's like games and mini paintings. I enjoy very, very much. So go check him out. All right. Well, I think that is it for the quick announcement. Let's roll in an intro video before we jump into that. Back in a minute. And we are back. So, last we left our group of heroes, Reed mentioned, as for a long time abandoned and mostly inhabited, left in a state of disarray, with the exception of a few interesting residents. One being a little robotic bear, play hide and seek games and make friends.
I love that freaking bear.
No, Roostin' is amazing.
Same.
I have to stop myself from doing the creepy voice.
He's a great NPC. I love him so much. But he's not the only NPC in this area. There's also a big puppy that lived there.
Happy.
10-foot tall puppy that will some people enough. It's very territorial. Just, with weird magic and mutation in the area, did good things. So, rummaging through mention, playing hide and seek with a big monster. Town. Also scouting for like fancy stuff to bring back and sell whenever they can because full of antiques. Traveling in here, during some room. Thankfully, they were clever enough to bring a few items, and when they went to the Flying Citadel, there are actually keys to this place. So, wonderful. As they were venturing down, mention. Well, turns out that a lot of people in a very small space on old, crumbling stairs, not always a good thing. As last left off, if plummeting down, and because I know they will yell at me if I separate them from the bear. Let's just say that he was attached to one of the party member here, so that they have him. Whoever wants people to be attached to, mention it right now. Oh yeah, he also found some bud book.
Oh wait, he can't be attached to me. He's like my size.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's probably your size and almost as heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this whole falling thing was all Avelin's fault.
Too many guns.
That's what happened when you carry armor with you.
I
mean, it's valid.
Yeah.
In most situations, it helps. But situation where you have to be light on your feet, maybe not so much. But hey, this is where we're picking up as you're all falling. Darkness. For a very, very time. Still. Water. Just to see. Nah, I'm not gonna extravagant getting things. Right?
Yes.
I mean, it hasn't stopped you before.
This is true.
Oh my. Prince.
Fall. Water. It is completely dark in here. With the exception of a few luminescent that are barely visible.
Did you say luminescent plants?
Yeah,
Okay.
like mushroom, little plants, little things that
Moss.
things like that. A little fauna. Where you are, it's hard to see where top. We fell, but feel that you most likely we'll have to find another way out. Enough you around you like are able to. I mean, you all have the ability to see the dark, I think, right? Or at least most of you.
I'm a
I
human.
mean, I have tools, but halflings don't have like dark vision.
Okay.
Yeah,
In this
I think I'm
world.
the only one that can see.
So, area, I mean, everybody after a while, your eyes will adjust to the darkness and plants here, which emit a very, very low light. It's probably a bit easier for Arya to first see some of the ledge where you probably climb out. Not just be soaking in dark water where you're not able to see anything and whatever may lie with it.
So, like, how deep is this? Like,
I mean, you fell like for like a while, so it's not, it's about like you did not hit the bottom, so it's probably over like 10 foot deep.
Okay.
Just, hitting the bottom while plummeting that much would have hurt like a motherfucker.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's still hurt because falling in water, it's not soft by any means. We've all fell poorly on our back or something, jumping in the pool. It's never very fun, so that's pretty much the feel here.
Yeah.
So, I was gonna say, Averlin's like first order of business is to get out of the water, because water plus battery operated guns equals bad. So
Arya's probably going to be the one grabbing people, kind of pushing them towards, like, there's a ledge. It's right over there. Put your hands out. And probably grabs Zach and goes, oh shit, is he passing out on me?
No, I mean, he's all right. Surprisingly quietly under the shock.
Is the water just like, besides us splashing into it, still? Is it moving?
There appears to be like some movement in it, so there may be like there's a way that this water goes in and out, right?
Okay.
Where it leads, where it comes from, it's hard to tell, really. It is not still stagnant water. You would smell it if it was a cave. Make your way out, all very, very, very wet. Tiny little robot attached. Wiring was not necessarily made to be soaked in water, so he's, twitching and glitching just a little bit. I wanna play hide and seek?
I mean, I think we're pretty hidden right now. I don't know this area very well to hide right now.
But I mean, Invincible's fairly easy to see because, he has, big blue robotic glowing eyes. So, but that's pretty much the only thing that really stick out of the darkness is those, like, little blue eyes.
Oh, that's not creepy.
Not at all.
So, how is everybody right now? Any injuries? Are we all good?
I think I'm fine.
Averlin is like inspecting all her weapons. Like, what the heck? Is it okay? Oh my god, like everything got wet. Ugh. Why did it have to get wet? So she's like taking stuff apart, making sure contacts are good. Like, yeah. Not even focused on what the rest of everybody else is doing.
Realizing what's happening, Arya is probably going to look around to see if she sees anything like a way out or anything that shows that this might have been man-made or anything like that.
Yeah. So, with little, do you add any other additional light source besides what you can see? Obviously, dark vision only has so much limitation, right?
I believe I picked up a flashlight at some point. Just
And I'm
in
sure
case it
like
was,
your party member would be more than happy to actually be able to see shit as well. So.
Yeah, I do have
Nah, we don't need to see stuff.
Yeah, I do have a flashlight. And I just like flick it just so everybody else can see as well.
Oh, I also have the flashlight, so I would have turned it on.
Okay.
I got out of the water.
No, thankfully, like your stuff did not, stay too long in the water to absolutely ruin. So I've actually drop it like nice in the water and pick it out right away, and it usually works fine.
Yeah, you just have to put it in some rice, Ava. It'll be fine.
Big, when you kilo of rice and put your guns in, it'll be fine.
Yeah,
Just
because
saying.
there's so much rice or grain around right now. Like, that's a thing. Also, who wants starch in their slide? I don't want starch in my slide. No. That's going to be sticky. Now I'm going to have to re-grease everything. And
I
now
walk
it's
away.
mess, and
I'm
I
walking
can't
away.
even, I can't. They're all wet.
I'm trying to find a way out. I'm not there anymore.
Same with Arya. She's just like, this is why I like my weapon. Old school. I can get it wet.
Turning the light on a little bit, you're able to see like what would have been, if all things went well, the end of the staircase that would have led you here, partially broken here and there, but that should have been able to pat down. You can see like parts where it is still broken above, which this part is man-made. Most of the theory here appear a mix of natural and a little bit of man-made carving just to make the path a bit easier. Obviously, but he did not just build stair to go to just nowhere from the. But they appear to all out here, or at least direction.
So while Averlyn is freaking out about her weapons, are my weapons okay?
Oh yeah, I mean
Okay,
your things are fine. What the weaponry, it's if left in water for a very long period of time, like anything will get absolutely fucked. But they are designed to allow you to fight in rain and things like that. So if that wasn't the case, it would be a very big design flaw.
Right. Well, still.
Yeah.
So she'll freak out for a little bit, right? Check everything, realize everything's fine, and then take a deep breath and just go, okay, I'm sorry about that, but they all got wet, but we're all good now. So what can I do?
Well, it seems like they're the stairs that we would have come down from. And we're trying to see where this area leads to next. So, fan out, I guess.
I want to be trying to dry rune symbol off as we're having this conversation. Like maybe wrap a cloak around him or something, like a towel.
Thankfully, a synthetic fur will dry very quickly. It's not like old fur. But yeah.
Unless they're my cats.
Yeah.
I just imagine Sabine going.
So right now,
trying to dry him.
I mean, if this was just a regular stuffed animal, she absolutely would pick him up and shake him out. She doesn't want to do that. So
yeah. I'm assuming right now, Principal look like a tiny robotic messed up Ewok. But for the most part, yep, he appears to
That's
fine.
In my head.
A bit twitching here and there, But you're not sure if that's just from the drop itself or the water that got into the cricket. Mostly fine. Trying out a little bit. So you're finding out and taking the path. Here it's like essentially and made carved tunnel. That was by most likely the owner or some contractor that hired here. And it goes on and on. Slowly, like the luminescent plant, light source there for a little bit. Flashlight. Until you start seeing on the wall what appear to be runic carving that are just dimly lighting up the place. Long, very long path. Eventually coming to what would be as essentially the end of the tunnel leads to a larger room. At the exit, there's two big metallic statue type of this their version guardian or something like that. They are there that you're able to see before crossing larger.
Yes, absolutely. No hesitation.
No hesitation whatsoever.
No, none.
I like that approach.
We got to get out of here.
It got to get out of here. Oh. As you approach, go into that room. Give me perception seeing if you're able to see any exit path.
So 7 with 3 stone points.
10 for me.
Rough, buddy.
13.
Oh. Peek around, you take a look. Flash a light around a little bit. You are able to see on, well, I'd say like west side, your left hand side, because you get really cardinal dark. What would be a gate, circled gate area. There's no actual door, but simply leading a different portion. About, let's say, 30 yards away from.
Are there any like rocks or like kind of like rubble or something at our feet?
I could probably find like some rubbles here.
I want to just pick one up and throw it through the gate.
Roll me, because it is fairly far.
I mean, I want to like approach it and then throw it through.
Okay, well that should make things interesting. As you approach, past the threshold, where that you are. Is everybody following suit?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We're not gonna let our Sabine go by herself.
No.
I'm not by myself. I have a rune symbol with me. It's fine.
Fine. Principal has stats. He's a badass. You're walking that way. Toss a rock. You hear a bit of movement and, for lack of a better word, rock on rock grinding behind you. And you see, I mean,
sorry.
Just two earth elementals going at.
That's right.
twerking going on.
That's right. No.
And now we're scarred for life.
When two boulder love each other, they make a rock.
Oh God.
No, they make a pebble. It turns into a rock.
But speak of Earth Elemental, or Earth Elemental adjacent.
No, that's okay. No, that's okay.
You see two going towards you. They're not going like super quick, but they're moving towards you.
Arya's gonna take out one of her daggers and just pricks her finger to just enough to allow some blood to appear.
Okay. They're still moving towards you.
Yeah. She just remembers what happened last time with our blood situation. It's like, okay, I'm good.
I take the pebble that I was gonna throw through the gate and throw it at them instead.
Alright, roll me. That would be like, do you have like improvised weapon or brawling as your accuracy?
I do, yes.
Alright, then roll for that.
I need the cat. Come here, kitten.
Improvised. What? It's accuracy plus 2. That's a 12. Oh, do I add
Do I also add my fighting, or do I just add accuracy?
Yeah, just add accuracy.
Just accuracy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a 12.
I mean, it hits them. Roll a d6.
Yeah, -1. 5
I mean, it bounced
for my
off,
damage.
it bounced off of them, and they going towards you. I mean, they're big stone creatures. They have a decent armor.
I was just hoping to like shock them into stopping so we can have a conversation.
They seem to be a bit more like sentient rock creature type of deal.
Can I help you?
They're not talking. They're just moving
I
forward.
know. I'm talking to them.
Yeah,
They're not responding.
they're not responding,
Well,
and they're
I tried everything.
yeah, and they keep pushing you on the left hand side. They're about, let's say, like at best, like 20 yards away from you now.
Should we run?
I mean, they're not very quick. They're like, their speed is about 6.
Wow, even Sabine's faster than that. That's pretty fucking sad. Should we run?
Arya's just gonna start walking forward.
Okay, I mean,
Towards
I'll just
them.
follow.
She's prepared to pull out. She puts her dagger back, and she's prepared to pull out her crossbow just in case. But she's gonna still like non-threatening, hands up, and then stops just a few, like a yard or 2 away from them, just to see how they react.
I mean, they keep approaching you. They're about like 10 yards from you.
Like,
Are
are they
they
doing anything? Are they just like walking?
Moving.
Like,
They're just big and walking towards you. I mean, it's hard to tell, if a boulder is aggressive. I mean, I've never tried to insight check a rock, but no, I'm sure if I look at one, I'm not gonna read much about them.
Now I'm just thinking geology.
Yep.
That rock is an angry rock. It was volcano. It was
Yeah.
once in a volcano. Yeah.
that rock was once part of the middle of Nestora.
I look back to the others. Shrug.
Do you actually say shrug out loud? Because that would be funny.
Hi. The answer is yes. She does not.
Okay.
want to play a character, I would just say everything that it expresses and do just out loud.
Exclamation mark. Shocked face.
Yeah. Evelyn's like, so I've never like dealt with moving rocks before. Arya, you're you know
Things.
things.
You know, she knows
Like,
stuff.
do you know what the rocks, the things?
You're old, you
Arya
must
goes-
know stuff.
You know,
Arya
basically
goes
that.
through her
No,
head
everyone's
thinking-
like,
Do you know
you're an
stuff and
elf, you know
things?
things.
Yeah, at that point, Arya's just thinking back to all the random shit she's talked about with different people over the years. Does anything like this ring a bell for security systems?
Roll me, in this case, intelligence, arcane lore.
Oh shit. I'm sorry, I disturbed you. I need you to roll dice with the same one. Okay, that would be 16.
16. So, I mean, with that 16, it would not be the first time that you hear of, like, automated defense system for, like, a certain area. Usually there's, you know, a way to temporarily disarm that thing, you know, before entering. Or they have a way to disarm them, you know. Okay. It's essentially like an archaic magical version of those like defense drone that you may have seen. So similar thing, but you know, just instead of a giant metal robot, it's a giant stone creature. Yeah. This is more of the stuff that were done like pre-Sorian technology.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very old school, but effective. Take a rock to the face, it's still gonna hurt.
Oh yeah. Which one of you has the locket or the ring?
I have both.
I think you should be the one in front because most likely those are our way to possibly deactivate these things to realize, oh, these are friendlies.
You mean towards those statues? Or
Yeah,
the
just
gate?
just
Okay.
show them you have
Okay.
them. Might help.
I just hold up. I hold up the locket. I assume I would have put like the ring on the chain,
Yeah.
so they could just stay together. I just hold it up like, "Hi, we're supposed to be here."
Give me a perception seeing.
Oh Lord.
I believe in you.
Oh well, don't believe in me too much because I don't know where the other dice went. Oh, there it is.
I just imagine
okay.
Blue Dallas multipass.
Lulu Dallas multipass.
Pass.
You said
Multipass.
perception seeing.
Yes, please.
Okay. 15. That's 15 with one stunt point.
All right. You wish to use that stun point, and you can do that as
Sure.
in however you see it.
Let's see. I
I would-
guess I would do like maybe advantageous positioning is the only thing I could do.
Yeah.
One.
I mean, you have an advantageous position of, you know, very short, so you're
Yes.
able to see things from a different perspective.
Mhm.
What you are able to see as in area is essentially a flashlight toward them and hoping not to be crushed. You see, like, as they move, the arm a little bit, and you do see on their side what appear to be similar thing to what you put the locket in prior in.
Okay. Mhm.
Yeah, so they probably have like a way to deactivate them prior. I mean, I just had to try its own thing before zero jinking it.
Listen,
Hey, you know
nobody
what?
claimed to be smart. Just saying.
Being smart is overrated. It doesn't make for interesting
Yeah.
adventure.
Okay. So basically, at this point, it's like they're already activated, so I would have to like climb up there to put this in and stop them.
Or attempt to, yeah.
Okay. So I don't think them looking at it helps. I have to get up there and put it in the recess so they'll stop.
I pick her
I
up.
can try. How tall are these things? How big are these things?
Yeah, about 10 foot tall.
I was like,
Okay.
can she actually like reach where she needs to put it?
I
I
gotta
mean-
shimmy my way up there.
I'm sure she's
I pick her up.
fine.
I
So, as you're approaching, they're gonna try to, you know, hug you.
I do not consent to being touched.
Let's see if they will, you know.
No, if that doesn't do anything, okay, cool.
Uh,
Bitch gotta try, okay.
uh,
Well, in the meantime,
you can. They can first, you know, more or less grab you. What's your defense to be?
15.
This one, grab by this one. One. So, first one tried to grab you, goes a bit too high. The other one does grab you. You are currently being held and slowly being crushed by this
Okay.
big creature.
Okay.
And to get out of there, you can try to might test, opposed to its might.
Okay.
All
Well,
of you are able to do your best to assist however you want. As you know, your tiny little halfling friend being
okay.
snuggled.
Well, hold on. I had rolled before because I was anticipating have to do a climb check. So can I just use that roll for my might check?
Sure, if it's a good
It's
check.
like the same amount. 9.
Might check them.
17.
Yeah, you managed to, being the strongest tiny little halfling out there, you essentially, you know, push, squeeze your way out of it. In a way, it's actually helping you climb a bit higher, probably, because you know,
Yeah.
grabbing you and holding up.
Yeah, I like shimmy, like they try to hold me, but I like just squeeze my way out, and I just start running up the arm.
A very little halfling.
Yeah.
Uh,
Should I do? You want me to make a climb check? Or
Yes, please. As one that, you know, is currently working with you, and the other one is going to turn towards, well, Evelyn, are you like way back away from them, or?
No, I was with them.
Okay.
I was actually thinking that
13.
if she's climbing the one, I might try climbing the other
Okay.
to get to the spot where, because the other one has that spot on it too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to climb the other one so that, you know,
Right.
we can just toss it to me and shut it down.
As you're approaching it, it's
I got a 16 on my climb check, by the way.
that's good.
Arya's going to stay on the ground just in case the toss misses for some reason. So she can be like the one who grabs it and tosses it up.
How far away are these two rock elementals away from
They're
each other?
fairly close because they essentially
Okay.
are taking. They're taking the room per se. Like getting
Okay.
around them is currently not really possible.
Okay.
Because they're very big and very large. The other one, as Evelyn is trying to go towards it, is going to try to grab you.
Aww.
What's your defense?
10.
Okay, yeah, it gave you a nice little hug. May try to do a mic to get the hell out of there.
When you say might, you mean strength?
If you have like strength and the might.
Might is a focus.
Okay, sweet. I just want to make sure. No, I have climbing as a focus, but
Okay.
not.
Okay. So, all right.
Oh, jeez. Thanks, Dice. I love you too.
You're getting hug.
Yeah, that's a 9.
Yeah. You're getting a bit crushed for only 4 of crushing damage as you're getting hug.
Can
Sabine.
armor stop any of that or no?
I mean, I'm not sure all armor would work a bit against being crushed.
I didn't think so. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Just wanted to
And
make sure I was
if
actually.
if
taking
if
all-
any-
And
anything-
not the hustle.
If anything, you know, having like even something like a metal armor, it would just make you a very fancy tin can.
Okay, fair.
I would think if it was padded armor, you might get a little bit of leeway until it's squished.
Yeah, no, it's so. I mean, it's battle armor, light battle armor. So
There's not a whole lot of padding on there. So Sabine, you're climbing towards the side of that creature. You're able to, are pretty much within reach of it. Can you give me acrobatic or might if you're trying to hold on as it's trying to batter you away from its armpit?
Sure. 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Ooh, I rolled poorly.
Did I?
Hold on. 9, 12, 14.
14, that's enough. You get away and manage to stick it in there. And that one stops. But still, you know, this big rug bro
Right.
giving hug to Averlyn.
Yeah.
All right,
So
all
what?
right.
What I would like to do is, I'm on this one guy. I want to position myself to jump over onto the other guy,
All right.
and maybe latch onto it like a backpack
All
or
right.
something.
That's valid. Arya, are you trying to do anything while, you know, Averlyn doing the biggest bear hug?
Do I also see Sabine about to jump?
Most likely, yes.
I'm gonna go attempt to help Ava. So
Okay.
I'm gonna run up, basically try to pry off one of the arms to
All right.
hopefully get a little bit of help.
Do you have a focus in might?
Nope.
I'll be against his might.
I think I might be the only person in this group who has a
Yeah,
focus.
because you're fucking buff athling.
What would I roll to jump over?
I
Can I do a
said,
might again?
I'd say dexterity acrobatic.
Ooh, that's actually really good.
Ooh, much
That's
might, though.
15 with 4 stunt points.
All right, Avalon, can you give me another might test? That will help greatly. What did you roll?
switch to real dice. You said it'll be better. You said.
Who said that? Well, me.
Wasn't me?
What did you-
6.
Oh,
That's with my 2 strength.
I think you're just cursed, honestly.
I got a
Uh,
14 to jump over.
I will take in consideration both your roll and Arya's roll. And because Arya rolled pretty well, roll with advantage, Avalon, please.
So does that
Re-roll.
mean I get to roll all of them again?
I'll give you that option.
I'm
It's not,
just like,
it's not an age system
Come on.
rule, but I don't
3
give a fuck.
sixes.
Yeah, come on, hit that.
Come on, 3
all right,
sixes.
so that's 15.
Okay,
Yay!
much better. I mean, you doubled there. Jeez, that's good.
Yeah.
It wasn't very hard to double, but you did it. Yeah. Together, like, I can only imagine, like, are you, like, almost, like, hanging from the arm, like, trying to use her whole entire weight to, like, pull away from it. And Aberlin just, using as much strength that she can get herself out without, falling down and having her head crushed, because it would be even worse.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Averlyn is the most like ineffective but want to be hero ever.
And that's an amazing trait.
She just wants. She's just trying so hard.
Trying her best. But yeah, you're able to, get out of there without any too much trouble. It took a bit of help, but you feel like you did most of the push. But you're like out of its grasp. You're trying to bunny hop across from one giant crusher to the other.
I got a 14, baby.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I want to do that. Can I do a somersault in the air while I do it?
Sure. Style on it. I encourage it. Can you give me a performance just to see how well you're doing it? I'm assuming you're doing it regardless, just to see how stylish it is.
What is performance?
It is that would be, I think,
Communication.
communication. Yeah, communication performance.
Okay. I rolled really bad on my dice, but I don't have performance. So I got a 12. Pretty mediocre.
It's
That's not bad. It's not great.
It's not silly, awesome, but it's pretty good. It'd be pretty impressive.
It'd be more impressive if there was like, a little more than like 2 feet between these two fucking rock guys.
Mm-hmm.
I basically I could have just stepped over, but instead I chose to be fancy about it, and that's what I get. Okay, so I'm jumping over from one to the other. Would you say that I'm like on the other one's shoulders?
Yeah.
Like jumping from one shoulder to another? Okay, so can I just easily put the thing into the hole?
Yeah, with fairly enough ease, because right now, it's alone and distracted by.
It easily goes into the hole.
It easily slip in the right crevice. And it is very it is very distracted. We know the whole like treeway situation. So, but yeah, as you put it in there, it stops, and you're able to slide off if you wish to.
I do.
You may have to, find a way to temporarily reactivate them if you want to go back that other way, as they're mostly blocking the path. But
would that just be? I guess I would have to do some kind of roll or something to figure it out, because I don't know how these things work. I would assume that I would have to use the locket/ring to do that.
yeah, there would probably be some sort of combination or way to do them with.
Oh, can I like unlock this thing without breaking it? I could then use it.
The locket
Like
or
a
the
Samsung
giant robot?
phone. No, I'm talking about the giant robots.
Well, I mean, it's a
I was
giant.
making a cell phone joke. I'll stop.
It's a a giant piece of stone, so there's not much blocking to do.
Can I do some kind of roll or something like to see if I understand how this works?
Sure.
Like,
that would be dungeon. What test would be appropriate for that if you have that as a focus, or if you have one that you believe would work well for it.
I have arcane lore.
Yeah, if you have arcane lore or even like a specific arcana focus, I don't think so because you're not a mage.
Okay.
And
12.
what exactly you're trying to determine here?
Like, if I understand, like, if I can figure out just based on like my slight interaction with these things, like how to like reactivate them to get them to move back to where they were before, so we can easily leave.
Okay. Yeah.
If that is the way that we have to go back out.
Yeah. Arcane lore test.
16.
So I mean, you figure those are most likely designed to have like a way to reset them, put them back where they belong. Get the interest. It will hard lock it and possibly a key phrase or something that is
Or like a pin to stick into the reset button. You gotta press real hard to reset it.
home and the power button to take a screenshot type of deal.
Yeah.
And, like, for 5
Just
seconds.
hold it like and then it turns off and then the apple comes up. Yeah.
Yeah. You essentially have to find a way to make the apple come up on that giant piece of rock.
Okay.
It is possible. It may require some arcane practice or knowledge to do so, but there's a way to do it.
Okay. Well,
or there's always a way to just try to break the fucking rock.
Well, I hope we don't have to go back out that way because I haven't read my new books yet, so I don't understand. I understand how these things work, but I don't know how to do it without magic. So hopefully there's a way out this way.
Hopefully. Usually people have secondary escape plans just in case one entrance is destroyed.
like in a mine, you want to have a back entrance just in case.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So should we keep going? I mean, it's not like we have a choice.
Yeah. So can we take those with us? She kind of points at the where the ring and the locket.
Oh, I didn't leave. Oh, do I have to leave them in there to stop them? Or
No, you can. You put them
I
things like a second, and they.
I wouldn't have left them in there. So yeah, I still have them.
Okay.
Right. On here. Circle portal look door thing.
Yes, because there's nowhere else for us to go.
Yep,
I mean, you
go
can
straight.
always blow shit
At
up.
the moment.
Does it
No,
look like
that
we have
seems like a bad
explosives?
idea. We're underground. That seems just like a terrible idea.
Mhm.
Yeah, Averlin's just like mean mugging the one that like grabbed her. And like cussing under her breath.
Mhm.
It's alright. I'm assuming that Zachary is nearby and guessing all form of magic, so not alone. Because Zachary versus magic has been well documented here. Perfect. So go towards her door, looking. As you probably have a flashlight towards it, you see a bit of a shimmer coming from it.
A shimmer coming from the door?
Yeah, they seem essentially like if you would put some plastic wrap over it, like over a door, like the light reflects a little bit. You can see through.
Okay.
So it's more like a bubble
Like
where the light hits it and you get that nice sheen kind
Yeah.
of shimmer.
There's a bit of
Okay, like an iridescence to it.
yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna pick up some more rocks from the ground and throw them through the doorway.
Yeah. You toss the rock, but don't hear and fall.
I can we see that shimmering. Can we see? Is it like it's not translucent, like we can't see past it?
There seems to be like a bit of like a bit of a way behind, but after a while you don't see it.
Okay. I didn't hear
Like
the rock fall. I throw another one just to just in case, like maybe the first one got caught on something.
I mean, science is repeating the thing and taking notes. So as science here and tossing rock, and result. Rock, it goes there, but you don't hear or really see it fall on the other side.
Okay, so it passes through the thing,
Yeah.
or it and then just kind of disappears.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to turn to Rune Symbol and ask it, have you ever been? You've never been down here, right?
No, I have not. We don't play hide and seek here.
Have you ever seen a door like this?
And he looks at the door and twitch a little bit and glitch. I have not.
Okay. Well, I mean, the master can't work down here, right?
The master has come. Yes? I believe so.
Okay. I think Sabine's thinking about it, and like it doesn't make I don't know if to her it would make sense for like this particular door to be very dangerous unless she's missing something, because this was his workspace, and like it just seems like maybe if the rock keeps, if we're throwing a rock through the door and it's not making a sound, to her that means it's going somewhere else that's not past the door.
I mean, boss did mention to you that, there's a way to more or less get to the one quote unquote / imprisonment chamber.
Right.
Didn't specify directly a physical way to get there either. You need to go there. One of the remaining key that he knows.
So before she does anything reckless, because she knows that like once there may not be a take back here, if her instincts are wrong, I do want to like just examine like the door frame for any in the wall, like near it, if there's a wall, like for any area or recess where the locket or key would go.
Give me a perception, being or searching. Yeah, correct.
Oof. All right.
And if anybody wish to assist Sabine on this, they do.
I will.
Well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can all give me that.
Searching 4 plus 8.
All right.
I got 13.
15.
Yeah.
10.
15 with 6 stunt points.
You may use.
Oh yeah,
those,
I also got 2 stun points.
May use those stuns point however you wish.
I'm just gonna do that speedy search one that I can't remember the name of.
Action search.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that's. Sorry. My dog is running around in circles.
All right.
Aww.
Oh, it just means that,
Yeah.
break time. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, so efficient search for sure. And then I'll find the stunt tables and see if there's anything else.
So, with that in those lines, all right, you take a look, but our time to focus here. But between the two of you, you're able to see very much within the arch itself, similar carving to what you've where you found the staff. It's
Okay.
similar carving, like there's a pattern or similar here. Not exactly the same, quote unquote, arcane phrasing, but
Right.
similar.
But same, like, you know, like not the same sigils, but like similar. Like,
Yeah.
we've seen this magic language before, and maybe we would intuit from them that maybe we should put some blood on it. Just see what happens.
Oh
Are
man, you
still
can certainly
bleeding,
try.
girl?
She just pokes herself again just to start the bleeding in. Yep, I got it.
Okay.
And she's gonna just very slowly and gently go where I'm told to put the blood.
It shimmers a little bit.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just a glow.
Just a glow.
Okay. I want to. Fucking stupid. Okay, I want to take my sword, not the one with the gun in it, but just my other one.
Yeah.
Okay?
Not the gun sword.
the
just
regular, degular one, and I want to stick it through the doorway and see what
Okay.
happens. Like, I'm still gonna be holding on to it. I just want to stick I want to stick the tip in.
Just a tip. Okay, so you just want to put
Just the tip.
just a tip. Okay.
And just see what happens.
This is a family-friendly stream, everybody. So you just stick the tip in, and it goes about. I was gonna say, God, but it's the appropriate term. The what you call it, the guard. And after a while, like it starts, the tip starts spearing.
Oh, that poor puppy. Okay. All right. So what happens here? I'm so sorry. I'm so distracted.
But you know, you pull back your sword and
Sorry.
it's fine.
If the sword is fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seeing this, Arya's probably still standing there and just puts her hand all the way in to see what happens.
Oh, Sabine's gonna just walk through.
All right.
Okay.
You're gonna get
If
back.
I don't come back, that's fine.
We're gonna get back to what happens to Sabine after. Arya.
Do I feel
Beverly?
pain?
I mean, you feel a bit of tingle, but no pain.
I look at my hand, shrug, and then walk through.
All right. Evelyn,
She just kind of looks
you're just
around.
looking at essentially you and Sakrina are just standing there.
She's just like, does that go through?
I mean, might as well for science.
For science. Okay. She kind of just like looks
Ava.
around.
And in a cavern with two statues, one of which tried to murder her.
One of us tried to murder her. And she's like, I don't know if I want to go through the magic curtain. So she waits until everybody else is through, and then she kind of looks around, and then she goes through.
So
I don't want to meet that magician on the other side of that curtain.
as y'all went through, going through their flash of light, blind light, for a moment, and we're gonna see what's on your side after the break.
I knew you were gonna do that.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is a perfect time to take a break.
Fair.
I mean, I guess.
So, there's a puppy that needs to go outside, so.
So
Okay, that's true.
And there's two cats that are demanding food.
Yeah, they're probably gonna sing the song of their people in a moment.
Oh yeah.
So, we'll take a few minute break, bio with the puppy and all that jazz, and feed the kitties, and we shall be back in a moment. Around. are back. Thank you very much, everybody, for waiting. Break is important. Take one, stretch, buy your thing, drink water, and all that jazz. Very much for your patience. So, go. Oh, right before the break, our little group of adventure, like just poke the hole with a tip, and went through.
Our impulse control is not here tonight,
Yeah.
so unfortunately, decisions are
impulse
being
control is-
made.
Never here when Jiggles is here. When he's not here. Like
Yeah.
Jiggles,
Jiggles
is our
has to be
impulse
here.
control.
We
Yeah.
don't have impulse control without Jiggle.
I think the voice of reason in a party saves lives.
Yeah, and
I mean,
when our
not all the
storyteller
time.
isn't willing to do
Yeah.
it.
I mean, granted, we don't always listen to Zachary,
No,
but still, at least you have the angel on your shoulder. It's not just
You
devil
know,
all the time.
you add the warning. That's the important part. But
And Arya has become a giant kitty.
that's what happened as soon as you cross portal, become a giant cat. So flash of
Aw.
light, similar
And my
to
Nico Mimi ears don't work, or I'd put them on.
similar to what you have experienced when you went to flying. Well, up here, a bit scattered. Very, very big cavern space with a bit actually of daylight. Take a look around. You don't see the crane for narrative reason because. Sorry, buddy, I'm not gonna play your character for the rest.
Oh.
But
Are we like okay? Are we scattered? Are we like laying down like we got blasted or?
You have a feeling that it may have been you have experienced a feeling of teleportation before. It's a very similar. It may have had a slight misfire here,
Oh.
but at least you're like for the most part all nearby in this very big cavern, which almost appear to be its own like indoor within like its own. I was trying to say biodome, but it's not the right term for it, and my French brain forgets the term. But-
Polly Shore's not here.
Yeah, y'all understand what I mean, right? It's it's a like little atmosphere, little plant life. There's actually a bit of some a river of water there, and you can see very very far above some daylight coming through. There's plant life and like a bit of water running down cavern side.
I think biodome might be the word that you're looking for.
If it is not, I'm gonna
Maybe.
kill you. I mean, I don't give a fuck. I'm not a native English speaker.
But, yeah, and also, who cares? This is a fantasy world, and we can say whatever the fuck we want. So,
Exactly.
eat a dick.
There's owl, llama, and alpaca. Everything else is possible.
Okay. And is rune symbol okay?
Rune symbol appear to be okay.
Okay.
Although,
we have to protect this bear at all costs. Although what? We're gonna say? What shitty thing were you about to say?
Although, like, well, I'm sleepy. I'm gonna go in sleep mode a bit.
Okay. Okay.
And essentially, go in, hibernation mode just to recharge his
Yeah.
internal battery.
So does he have a rechargeable battery?
He seems to be more or less self-sustained, probably like, solar power and things like that.
Okay.
But, battery does not last, needs to be,
Whatever
absolute-
Ava's thinking, Sabine will, unless it's good things, she will get punched in her knees.
No, I wasn't gonna like hurt him. I was just concerned his battery was dying and needed it replaced.
I was
Like,
listen, you have to give. Yeah. Listen, last session, Zachary was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that," and I'm like, Sabine's like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you. Leave this bear alone."
no. I
Don't
want
fuck
to
with
make
the
sure the
robot.
bear lives.
Okay. I back down. I put my.
You are left in this vast space. There's a bit of a river running down. Exactly where you're located geographically, it's hard to tell because you're partially on the ground. Have any bearing?
So we're in like this biome or biodome, whatever.
Yeah.
And does it look like it's man-made, like
No.
constructed?
It is purely
No,
natural.
It's natural. Okay. Does it look like people have been here or like at any time, but you know, recently would be preferred?
Me percent search.
Okay, let's hope my dice don't go into my hot wings.
Yeah, Arya's gonna help kind of.
Ooh, please
do we
do,
have
'cause I
anything
rolled
here? Are we alone?
like shit.
Hot dice.
Or I would even allow tracking if you're like possibly like looking for tracks.
No. I don't have that.
Perception seeing,
You said perception seeing?
Yeah, that would do it. I would allow it.
14 with 2 stunt points.
I got a 10 with 4 stunt points.
Okay.
That's
can-
something, right?
Can use
Yeah.
I would allow to justify those stun points. However you wish.
Okay. I'm looking. Blah, blah. I'm just gonna use efficient search and advantageous positioning.
Okay. So you take a look, probably hop a rock and things around. Things. You don't see that you don't notice any like footsteps that have been around here. I mean, possible that some traffic had here, but not nothing that appeared enough.
Okay. I think maybe. Where's that crane?
I have no idea. Evelyn, did you go first or after him?
Yeah, I was the last one through. I was making sure nobody came back through like on fire or something.
Like that?
I mean, the sword didn't come back on fire.
Oh
So
yeah,
that
but
is
that's
metal.
like metal.
I don't
We're
know.
organic.
Like, I don't know. I didn't touch it. Like, who knows? It could have been, you know, some sort of weird thing. You could go try to attack it with your normal sword. Attack something with your normal sword, and like it'd be jello, but it looks solid. Like, you don't know.
I mean, I guess that's true.
I
But
mean,
I
how do we
figured that-
even know? How do we even know we're the same people that went into the portal? We don't.
I feel the same.
I do too.
Do you not feel the same?
No, I do.
I mean, you had a little bit tingly sensation, like part of teleportation, but
I don't think so. He really liked teleportation, and I think that he used that frequently, because it was the only way out. And Voth said that there was a secret door or key or something to get to a different place. I was only half listening to him, to be honest with you.
I mean, this was almost like a secret tunnel.
Yeah. So I think it's fine.
It was. I mean, who am I kidding? It was very much like a secret tunnel.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a secret tunnel, and then we got teleported to this other secret place.
Yeah. So we should maybe go look for Zachary.
Well, so like the last I saw, he went through the shimmery wall thing. So I don't know. Do we think the shimmery wall thing like has a different destination? Like, did he just like dot like some reason because he's a Saurian? Did it like send him somewhere else?
But I mean, we're not the same. Why would it send us to the same place?
But like Saurians, we're all into like technology, and this was clearly like a magical thing. And so maybe he has a thing against lizard people. You don't know.
No, he worked with the lizard people. That was the point.
Well,
after old
maybe he was still keeping the lizard people out of his private lair, because that's obviously where we're at now, right?
He was keeping everybody out of his private lair. That's why there were those rock sentinels
that only he could get to.
Yeah, and that's why he was the only one who could get to the door to come down here in the first place.
Okay, well, I don't know. Look, I'm worried about him too, okay? I don't know. I'm just trying to come up with ideas.
I mean, it's old magic. Who knows? It could have hiccuped and he got thrown, I'd say, 500 yards over there into a tree or something.
Oh, that would be bad.
Can trees grow underground?
I mean,
that's where they're
weird things.
But also that's where their roots are.
So he got thrown into roots?
I don't know where he is. I was just saying we should go look for him before he dies. Maybe.
Yeah, let's.
I don't know if Zachary can survive without us.
I mean, he is a bookworm, isn't he? More engineering.
Love you, Jago.
We should go find him, and then maybe we can figure out where we are and like if there's anything. I mean, we came to the mansion to try to find ways to defeat the prophet, right?
That or to
and magic stuff. Yeah, so I mean, I feel like if this is Reed's private sanctum or whatever, maybe he would keep those kinds of secrets here in this place where nobody could get to them but him.
Or his most trusted.
I don't know.
So, like, are we gonna go try to find Zachary, or are we gonna like search this area, or both?
Oh,
I guess
both,
we could do
right?
both.
I mean, I don't want to go looking for Zachary and then having to double back just to go looking for other stuff. That seems like an ineffective way to spend our time.
I mean, we can do it both at the same time. It's the best way because we don't know where anything is in here.
Yeah.
So chances are we would probably find it and him, especially if it's any electronics or engineering based stuff. You know, he can sniff those things out, it seems.
So Rafiki,
like a truffle.
Yes.
So Averlin's gonna go back towards the shimmery door.
Yeah, you don't see a shimmery door right now.
It's not that. Okay. So there's no way to go back at this point.
That you can see from here. Don't see any shimmery.
Okay, if I walk back towards like where the shimmery door would have been, like what happens?
don't know if we know where that is because we were flung a ways from
Like,
it.
were we flung or did we just like
You
walk
essentially
through
drop
and
on
be-
your ass, scattered here and there in this
Oh,
space.
okay. I
Yes.
missed that explanation somehow. Sorry.
No worries.
Um.
It's been a long week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So.
Arya finds a rock and throws it up.
I mean,
It falls down and hits Sabina.
Gravity
It falls
still-
down and hits one of us in the head. Thanks.
gravity's still functional in this place.
Ow!
It goes up, doesn't go through
Ow.
a portal, and just
Arya.
hits me.
Arya, what the fuck? Ow!
I was seeing if that portal was there. On that note, remembering Sabine throwing rocks, she tries to see if she sees any of the rocks on the ground. From
I mean, it's kind of hard to tell because, you know, it's a rock, right?
true.
In a cavern
It's
made of
brown.
rock.
Well, I mean, there's dark rocks, and this could be light soil, so it would be like a. Oh, there it is. Okay.
I mean, if you absolutely want to, you know, go and look back for a specific pebble, you can certainly give me a perception searching.
The geologist in me has to.
All right. So while that's happening, Avelin's gonna like. Can we see the walls and stuff? Like, how big
Oh,
is
yeah.
this room we're in?
It is fairly big, and you can see the walls easily with daylight. You can see like a bit of a river going through, leading further on, and water is like shimmering with almost like crystal-like emerald color.
So that was a 19 with 6 stunt points.
I mean,
Efficient search and
To find a
speedy search.
to find a fucking rock. I just want to remind y'all that's what that dope roll is going towards.
yep.
I
No.
love you guys so much.
So, in the most ridiculous way possible, you see Arya going full focus, searching for a specific rock, like inched from the ground, looking for that, and she finds it. She finds a pebble, that pebble that is different from all the other pebble that does not belong in here.
It's not like a regular pebble. It's a cool pebble.
It is a cool pebble.
It's not like all the regular pebbles. Okay, like
It's going into my pocket.
She finds the one semi-precious stone that's like.
That nobody thinks about, and later we find out it's like 10,000 gold worth. And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, we could just
Alright.
pay to have the prophet assassinated at that point. Like, just somebody go find her. We're tired.
So, Rafiki, there's like a river, right? Are there
Yes.
like tables with research? Like, is it just a big open room? like,
It is very very natural area. It does not appear to be what one would call it as a recent time. Okay, you know, it's a place. Not man-made by any means.
I say we just pick a direction and just start walking, and maybe we can like mark trees or something so we don't get lost, or we can find our way back.
I mean, there's a clear path, you know, towards, you know, following the river along that one could do.
yes, I was gonna say Evelyn goes, or we could follow the path.
Oh, Sabine's like looking deep into the fucking woods, like, let's go.
Arya kind of pauses and goes, oh wait, we have a headset that we can call each other.
Yeah, but it doesn't
Keep
go that
walking up.
far.
Yeah, but if he's in this area, I think it goes up to 2 miles, if I remember correctly. She tries and goes, Zach, are you alive?
Preston, you hear a lot of static in it. No respond in a moment. Obviously, you know, signal will travel well through certain material. The material will just say, fuck you, radio signal, you will not go through. The nature of, like, cavern looking. But interfering with that a little bit.
So Averlyn picks hers up and like tries to call Arya, And does this work?
Yeah,
Does
I
it
mean,
come out of hers?
you're very close, so the signal is, you
Okay.
know, yeah.
Mhm.
It is functional, you can tell that it is working. It's just, signal is a bit iffy for, like, after a certain distance. If you're like,
Sabine just like cups her hands and calls out for Zach the normal way.
and it echoes in the cavern. It's, you know, big space, so there's a lot of echo.
And suddenly a giant monster appears.
It was gonna show up regardless.
That's true.
The giant,
Let's be real.
Now the giant
fish monster
dog
from the
shows
river.
up.
Yeah.
All right, so are we gonna start making our way down the path?
I mean, it's the best way to do it, so let's go.
Trek along the river. As you progress, you see a bit like some vegetation is getting a bit more sparse here and there, still available. And as you progress, some parts see like almost like crystal-like things appearing, like the bit. I was gonna say if anybody of you ever played Deep Rock Galactic, a crystal thing, but yeah,
Is it similar like like the crystal caves where
Yeah.
you have giant quartz crystals that are just shooting out of the area in different areas?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's similar like that. It's starting of like, and when the light reflects on it, it's really beautiful, like almost like rainbow light, little light show around you, and you can see some even like at the bottom of the water reflecting. It's now, even if you're in the middle of nowhere, it's still very pretty. Probably one of the nicest looking places you've ever visited around Volcano.
Will the crystals give us magical powers so that we can save
good.
our world?
That was gonna be my question.
I mean, how do you want to use the crystals?
Like
So,
a sailor, like
Avril-
a sailor scout, obviously.
Are you gonna lick a crystal?
I was going with Final Fantasy, right? So, Averilyn's gonna go. Like, can I get close to them?
Oh yeah, I mean you could probably find a good chunk of it nearby.
Okay, so she's gonna find one that's nearby, and like touch it, and see if it does anything.
I mean it's room temperature. Rock. Pretty.
Are her chakras aligned at least? Goddamn.
Like, did it
I
do
mean-
anything?
I agree.
I mean,
I want to lick it.
I mean, you feel some balance within you. You know, never been more aligned. You know, all that crystal around you. Oh yeah. No, the moon is in retrograde or something like that. I don't know.
The moon is in retrograde. Okay, can I find a piece of crystal that is small enough to take with me?
Yeah, just like smaller chunk that you probably need to like break it off. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab one and take it with me and put it in my pocket.
Do you have like any
Like
tool
I'm-
to break it away? I mean, you can kick it if you want, but that might hurt your toes.
I mean, like any
I have
forging
boots
tools, you could probably
on.
do. If you have your forging tools, you could probably.
Yeah, I
Okay.
have some tools with me.
Rafiki, I would like to stealthily
Just-
lick the crystal.
Do not
Yeah,
lick
it-
the science.
Ava, just
Yes.
shoot the
Roll for
fucking
stealth.
crystal out of the ground. Machine
Just
gun your
shoot
way
it out
through
of the
this
ground.
crystal.
Right. And you know what would happen? The way that I roll, I would shoot my own foot.
That's a 15
All right.
with 2 stunt points.
So, you very let him like go a bit forward.
Wait,
stand back a
Should
little
we,
bit.
Wait. Should we be rolling something to see if we notice her trying to?
Sure. Roll
fucking rock?
perception.
I'm trying to get my rock. I'm trying to get my crystal out of the ground. I'm not going to worry about her licking the science.
I mean,
Sometimes you have to lick the science.
Sometimes you have to lick.
It
the
is actually a legit part of
in
geology, though.
geology,
licking
you
the science.
sometimes have to lick it.
What was
because,
your roll?
15?
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, I know. In geology, you can lick
Yeah.
the science, but
Yeah,
And sometimes in biology, the science lick you.
that's true.
I got a 16.
So, you look at Averly for a little bit, and it's just like from the corner of your eye, like you see like Ariel like just going and licking like a bit of crystal.
What are you do? What are you
Is it
doing?
salty?
It is a bit salty.
What are you doing?
I wanted to know what it was
Why?
because it's either
Why
going-
that way?
I mean, it's either going to be rock salt or it's going to be quartz. And
Or it's gonna be
salty.
some kind of weird poison that you've never seen before.
I mean, that's true. I've looked worse.
so was that conversation out loud?
I mean, I was whispering a little. I was like whispering, but like that loud whisper. It's like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that?
So do we know are the rocks like they're
Is it
salty?
just salt? Is it
No,
just
it's
salt
just geology. It's not. It's nothing. It's just. I mean, there's probably like some salt like from like you know nearby. The rocks itself may not be a salt, but you know
No, you don't
water
understand.
coming.
There's a whole bunch of rock nerds in your stream
Hey,
that you're playing with now, so we want to know like the chemical
I am going-
composition
don't
and the
make-
crystalline structure and like
I don't know anything about that shit, but I do love crystals, and I will.
freak does it
Yeah.
I got a-
make, like
I
how
got
hard
crystals
is
right
it?
here, okay?
Before I got sick, I was actually majoring in structural geology. So
Yeah.
it's just like, was this once around the ocean? Okay, then these rocks will be like this, and they'll taste like this, possibly.
yeah, I mean, there's some various color. Like some of them are like quartz-like. Some of like are more. I don't know, fancy. I'm gonna look up like fancy rock
Like,
here.
I don't know.
I will go
You're
get
gonna
my
make
rock
me
collection.
research
You
rocks?
gotta-
Yes. Tell us what this is.
all right, let's pull out like a list of random crystal looking.
Is it like a?
Random crystal.
Okay, here let me just hold up some options for you.
What have we done? I'm sorry.
You know,
I do have a giant piece of quartz.
Does it look
I-
like this?
That's quartz.
Yeah.
This
There-
is selenite.
Is it selenite? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some like that. There's some
Rose
that are like
quartz.
quartz. There's some that
Huh?
are maybe like bits of like Amazon
Different types.
Some of these I
Amazonite
can't
like
remember
type
what
of
they are.
There's some like
I
more
hear
like
it.
amethyst looking one. It is a
Lavender.
beautiful rainbow.
Ooh, let me see your labradorite.
Welcome to
This
the
stream has
Ooh, I love
devolved
it.
into geology TV.
Yeah, this is what happens.
Oh wait! I think I got
Again.
what it is.
Again, this is what happens when our impulse control can't show
You know,
up.
I should
This is
have
what-
prepared for a
It has, like,
geology
a bit-
class.
Bismuth.
Ooh.
The bismuth.
This is
Yeah,
bismuth.
bismuth is cool.
Is the coloration like
Rafiki.
this?
Rafiki's like, we're moving on from this.
Uh,
Fuck you guys.
The one that you lick, no. The one that you lick is more like quartz-like.
Okay.
But is it like a clear quartz? Is it a smoky quartz? Is it a
It
a
is
rose
clear.
quartz?
It
Are we
is-
gonna
it is-
find love?
I mean, I'm sure you will find love at some point. Maybe not in this cave.
Maybe not in this cave.
But
You don't know that.
I mean, you do you, girl. But yeah, it's more like a clear quartz. This one. And you know, you see like at bottom of the river, there's more like green-looking precious stone.
All of us at the same time are like, collect some fucking crystals.
That's right.
We're picking up a little bit of
Need,
everything.
need my pocket full of
we-
rocks.
Absolutely forget to look for Zacharine for like a solid 5 minutes while we're just looking at fucking rocks.
You know damn well he's gonna be like, "What took you guys so
What
long
the
to
f-
find us?"
Who is dying
We
here?
just look at each other and just.
We're
say
just like,
nothing.
this forest is fucking huge. Like, we've been looking for you for hours.
We've been looking for you forever.
Yeah.
And all that time.
Why?
We've
Why
been
did you
looking
weigh
at-
20
Left and
pounds
right.
more? Because I picked up rocks.
He doesn't.
But
He doesn't know
we're
that. He's not strong enough to know how much we each weigh. So, like, I tried to backpack him a few times, and he was like, "You're too heavy." I'm 40 pounds. Like, I'm not heavy.
Find pretty rocks. All sorts of pretty rocks.
Yep.
With pretty rocks names.
All sorts of pretty rock names. All right, sweet. So I get my pretty
Cool.
rock. We all talk about the rocks.
Yep.
You lick the rocks.
She licks the
The
science.
The sun sets. We have to camp for the night. We have to wake up the next day.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's hard to tell within here, like, if cars, and you're not exactly sure of the direction. It can be either early in the morning or like afternoon, but it's not midday for sure.
So, are there animal sounds?
Perception. Perception earring. Sorry.
I was like, are there animal sounds? And you're
No,
like,
you-
perception
I mean,
seeing?
I was like,
you hear-
I was like,
you
no,
hear with
she-
your eyes.
Well, it's like,
no,
when
she wa-
did I develop synesthesia?
She's not the one that licked the rock,
That's
so
what
it
the
would be it
that's
would
what
be
the
hearing.
teleporting did. The teleporting did that to you.
Apparently, I developed synesthesia.
Yep.
Yes.
Or
11.
11.
11.
You don't really hear an animal sound. Washing by, and the occasional, they perceive the occasional like fish going by,
Okay.
but you don't hear any birds. You don't hear any like big 10-foot tall dog.
Hmm. And you said this does look like it's natural. And there's sunlight coming through?
Yeah. So imagine like essentially like a cavern, but
Mhm.
like more. If the Grand Canyon was close, the top.
Okay. So, okay. So we're like only we're underground, but kind of like
Yeah.
not that underground.
Yeah. You're not like
Okay.
full spelunking here.
Okay. Huh.
So, are we continuing down the path?
Yep.
Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road.
And as you're walking by, those of you that are fairly observant and not trying to lick every rock, you may notice in the water, like, filling here, and there's, here and there some more like golden reflection, some other shiny things, water, various parts. But as you're progressing, you see a bit more and more.
How deep is the water?
I'd say about, depending on the area, like more like in the center, like let's say about like at least 12 foot deep. And
Does
deepest.
this river, do we think that this river is the same river that we fell into?
I mean, they're both wet.
No. I thought the one before was just sand. This is news to me. I missed it. I missed that completely.
But without having like an actual like sense of where you are right now, it would be an indicated guess that it may be the same.
Okay. All right. So me's just gonna keep on marching.
So, like, is there any gold stuff
Yeah,
in the river where I can, like, poke
Can
it
we-
with a stick?
Can we
Yeah, we
pretend
don't
this is
pan
the
the
gold?
river.
Can we just pan the river now? Can we pretend this is the gold?
The gold what?
It's the
Rush.
gold rush. It's
Gold
the
rush.
gold rush.
Gold rush.
We're going
Can
west
we
to
pan-
California.
Can we
Yep.
panhandle for fucking gold
Can we?
instead of looking for Zach?
You see some golden shimmering thing. A bit too far for you to poke with a stick, but could be reached if go in the water and swim down a little bit.
Tie a
Yeah,
rope
by like
around
I would
me.
drown.
You have any
Tie a
swimming
rope
skill?
around me. Do I have swimming skill? No.
No, I have climbing skill.
I have
Climbing
skill
is
and
just
I
like swimming, except in the water.
reverse.
Swimming is climbing the
It's-
water.
Climbing is like swimming.
Swimming
except
is climbing
not
the
at
water.
except not at all.
So yeah, no, Everlyn is not interested in getting wet again. So like she's not going in the river. She was just curious if she could like poke at it and try to get it to come up.
And I mean, unless you find a really, really long stick that is about like 10 foot long. You have a 10-foot long pole in your bag?
I don't believe we
Are
do.
there trees? Because we keep talking about like there's this forest. Like, could I
I'll go get it.
find like a 10-foot long branch?
I
or
mean,
go get it for-
something?
I'll go
There's-
get it for you, Ava. If you really want it, I can go try to get it for you.
I believe we have rope. So
you have rope.
yeah, we have rope.
I mean, I don't like need it. I was just curious, like what it was.
What skill do I need?
Uh,
Swimming?
I mean,
Can
if
I
you
use might?
if you have a focus in swimming, that would help.
I don't. Can I use climb instead? Because according to you, it's the same.
I mean, I will allow
I'm gonna hold you to your word.
I will allow climbing, like essentially holding on the rocks as you're going down,
Okay.
because
Hold on 1 second.
I can
Let me tie
I
this
can-
around your waist.
I am capable of justifying a lot of bullshit.
20. Okay. Justify this. 21. Let's go.
Oh, gee.
All
Yeah,
right.
fucking gold.
So,
She
Oh,
might
with-
try,
I'm
but
sorry.
She can swim.
With 6 stunt points.
all right, how do you want to use
Good.
those stuns point? Because
Um,
what I can see is
as
essentially.
dopely as possible.
So what I can see in justifying this bullshit, because swimming is like climbing but in water. You're essentially holding on to the rocks on the side and essentially like reverse climbing down. Being probably, I don't know if you were tied to a rope. I hope so.
Oh yeah. Oh
all-
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Essentially holding to the rocks and holding your breath as much as possible. Going down, not to be carried away by the water. All the way to that shimmering golden thing, which at the bottom you do see coin. Very, very.
I would
cool.
like to use my stunt points this way.
Yeah.
I want 4 to go towards with a flourish, so I could be fucking extra about this.
Absolutely.
And then the other 2, I wanted to go. I do want to do speedy search,
Okay.
so that way, because I'm, cognizant. There's only so much
Oxygen.
air I can have in my fucking lungs. But I want to I want to be speedy, but I want to be grabbing as much shit as I can.
Oh yeah. You look very, very cool, like reverse climbing underwater. I mean, any of you have never seen that before. It's very impressive. And you like the, but yeah, you pull out 3 gold coin out of there, and climb back out, gasp for air, get out of there.
Is that all the gold that was down there? It's just
that's
couple
what you
coins?
could get that was nearby.
Okay.
There's probably a few more shit here and there, but
there's gold down there. Look. I hold up. I'm like a kid who just went and looted the fucking wishing well, the fucking fountain at the mall. Just look at my coins. There's more down there. You want me to
So
go
what
get them?
what do the coins look like?
Oh yeah, that's a question.
they're not coins of circulation that you've seen around where you're from. Now, at least are currently being used in the area where. You can give me intelligent historical lore.
Can I give you intelligence evaluation so I can find out how
Absolutely.
much they're worth?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not too distracted by the fact that they are shiny.
Yeah.
Oh, I freaking dice for real. 18.
18. Oh.
When it doesn't matter. That's when I roll well.
I mean, you know they are at least worth a gold coin each.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
that is sassy or freaky. I'm sorry. But yeah, they seem to be very very old coin, probably longer circulation. So probably like some collector worth a lot more. Um, the exact value would depend of whoever you approach with it. Some would just see, oh, it's a gold coin, and give you the equivalent of a gold
Bite
for
it and be like, here.
Yeah. Some people would see the historical value behind it, because that is not minted coin that has been in inflation in your lifetime, or actually in any of your lifetime for that matter.
I think Bubba would be ecstatic to see that. Well, those.
Yeah, to the right person, these would be worth like a pretty penny.
Used to know a guy who collected coins, so don't know if he's still alive.
So like, don't people that like collect coins have like a really cool name? Like,
Bubba's a pretty cool name.
no, like they've got like a cool, like a cool name, like numisma.
Yeah, that's a weird name. That's a weird way to say Bubba.
A
No,
numismatist. That's the word.
That's
It's
a local
like
dialect.
that's the numismat. It's a numismatist.
It's
Those
a
are people that
numismatist?
collect coins.
It's a numismatist?
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
What are we talking about?
People that
Coin
collect
collectors.
coins.
Okay, but what does that have to... Why?
we can sell them and get more money instead of.
No, I know that, but do we, like, need to know what they're officially called?
It's polite.
It might be
I feel
easier to
like-
find one that way. I think. Like,
saying coin collectors is pretty easy.
well, I know, but like if you
Really-
find like an arrogant one that calls themselves like a numismatist, like maybe they'll pay more money.
I feel like
It's
if we
true,
find
I've
an
actually seen
arrogant
that happen.
one, I think if we find an arrogant one, knowing us, we'll just get pissed off and we won't sell it to them anyway.
Which make them want it more because we're keeping something away from them, meaning they pay us more money for it. Then it's actually idea what it is. People are weird.
Let's go find Zach.
Yeah.
We should be worried about that instead of how we're gonna sell these coins that like later in the future.
I mean, we got Bubba, so.
Yeah, we have Bubba. But also, I mean, who knows? These coins might be useful to us, not in this capitalistic way. Like, we didn't know the ring or the locket would be useful, but they've turned out to unlock a lot of things. So,
You want to, buddy?
I don't know. But maybe we can worry about finding a Nebuchadnezzar later and find Zach now.
Yeah, let's go find Zach.
And
We
you-
can probably
you
find more
hear
coins
Avril-
on the way.
You hear Avril kind of like in the background going, but why do we need a giant bottle of alcohol?
Wait. I'm so sorry. This is me talking what happened. Why do we have
So,
a giant
like-
bottle of alcohol?
No, so you said a
Oh, what
Nebuchadnezzar.
if-
You said,
Oh,
we'll find a Nebuchadnezzar, which is a giant bottle of alcohol. It's the
Mhm.
size
I
of wine
I was making
or...
a Matrix reference.
Yeah, no. But no, so like everybody's heard of the Magnum, right? A Nebuchadnezzar is bigger than a Magnum, I think.
Oh. I mean,
All right.
that would be dope, though.
Welcome to the
That's a-
stream where
that's
you
a-
learn
that's
new
a swimming-
things.
That's
So a
swimming pool for
Nebuchadnezzar,
Sabine.
so that everybody knows, right? A Nebuchadnezzar is a 15-liter bottle of wine,
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
and is
you
equal
did
to
learn shit from
20.
TTRPG
That's
screens.
a kiddie pool.
and is equal
That's
to
a kiddie pool.
20 standard bottles, roughly 100 glasses of wine.
There's also a buttload that is a measure of unit for wine.
Okay.
I mean, the
Yeah,
more
we're-
you know.
We're learning something today, folks.
All right.
Sorry, I'm just like.
I absolutely love that because I didn't know that, so I was literally just making a Matrix reference, and you taught me something, so I appreciate that. Thank you.
The more you know. All right. So, progressing forward.
For once.
Yeah, we're looking for Zach
Look,
now.
we found shiny rocks. We got some gold coins. We learned about alcohol and
And lick
coin
rocks.
collectors. Like,
All right. You come across this a bit more open area, a bit more lake-like area, with at its center like the path that you're on essentially ends there, that lake area, and its center there's a bit more of an island-looking piece of rock and dirt and all sorts of things on that pile of dirt, rock, or whatever you want to call it. He's sitting back to you. Fine female figure. About, like, from afar would be about like Aris height.
So 6'2", okay.
Okay. Tall lady. But I mean, you get, like from the upper part, you know, essentially what the equivalent of area upper half.
Mhm.
But because you know, hitting that's.
okay, maybe we should approach carefully.
I mean, there's water between you.
We should definitely
Maybe we
approach
should
carefully
approach
then.
carefully.
I'm really hoping that that's not the prophet.
I hope that's
Fingers
not your.
crossed.
Oh, I thought it was your grandma.
Wait, what?
I don't know.
She kind of looks
She's
at the
tall
figure
like
again.
you. She's tall like you.
From afar, like she has really, really long, dark black hair going where her butt would be. You don't see any.
Does she look like the woman in the locket?
I mean, from her
Ooh, good
behind,
question.
it'd be hard to tell.
Okay, does the woman in the locket have black hair?
I mean, she had dark hair.
Was it long?
I mean, hair grow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look, you can
Only for-
still tell a lot about somebody's hair.
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
Can
seeing
we
it in
s-
a picture?
Can we tell if they have the same split ends?
From that distance, possibly not.
Like, what kind
But
of
definitely
curl
for-
do
What
they
kind of
have?
skin- Can I tell if they're using the same conditioner? Like, is there a
Yeah. I mean,
Is there a smell in the air?
Did
Give
they
me a-
start the curly girl method?
give
Like,
me a perception smelling.
perception smelling? Okay.
You know what? You want to tell me shit like that? I'm gonna make you sniff for it.
I'm gonna make you sniff for it.
Well, I got a fucking 8. What's up? Actually, no. Sorry, I know how to do math. I got a 9.
Got a nine.
15 with 5 stunt points.
I mean,
Ooh.
however you want to use those stunt points, please tell me how.
The smell of the conditioner in her hair, obviously,
Let's see.
and to check on those fucking split ends.
Oh god, who could I use?
This is why Jiggles could literally never miss another fucking session.
So,
Mhm.
I'm
At
just
all.
curious.
I mean, shit is still happening. There's still progression.
Yeah.
What in the world do split ends smell like?
I don't know. You tell me.
Like,
Burnt
Like-
hair? Let's see.
Like it kind of
You know what? I'm going to use speedy search with that makes me wonder, so I can make an immediate another perception check to uncover more information about what exactly this woman looks like.
She's gonna efficiently search with her nose.
Yeah. So, I mean,
With my eyes this time.
your nose and eyes.
With her
I have to do
special
math,
eyes.
excuse me. That would be a 14 this time.
I mean,
14.
her eyes are special because she has dark vision, okay?
All right.
That makes you special.
So, with those 2 scores, smell, you know, ambient air, you know, water, all the minerals, life form here. You don't smell, you know, the wonderful full smell of herbal essence or things like that.
Okay.
Does she smell like an old woman?
Does she smell like Werther's original?
You know, like you're a bit away, right? You don't.
But if there's air in here, there's
no
a
peppermint
roof that's
smell.
opened, there's wind coming.
Yeah, there's no peppermint smell or, you know, water original or, you know.
She doesn't smell like biofreeze or anything like that.
No.
Like, or aspercream.
Or like some rose perfume, the old lady version.
Yeah. Just you don't
Wind song.
You don't have a strong old lady smell in your nose. You smell mostly the ambient place. As you, with your eyes to see, you see that, you know, being sitting there, and having very, very long dark hair. There is no garment on said woman.
Oh, she's just butt naked?
Yeah, butt naked there, or she appears to be.
Go off. Okay.
Hey.
Good for her.
You know, middle of a fucking amazing lake, you'd go skinny dip all the way. I would.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at Sabine and go, so she's totally bare-ass naked.
So I should swim over there?
And if she was actually my grandmother, this might scar me for life.
I mean, okay. It's just a body.
Yeah, but it's different between family, I think.
Okay.
So what should we do? Should we just call out and say hello, or should we just go?
Yeah, I was going to.
Go ahead.
Before you said that. Excuse me, ma'am, or I'm sorry, person. I don't want to assume your gender expression.
And she turns around and then jump in the water.
Waving. Okay.
And you can see.
Oh, maybe the coins are hers.
You see shape coming very, very quickly underwater towards you.
Shape of water, real quick.
And before you realize it, like, she just popped out of the water, like, about or so, and just you. Who are you?
Hi. My name's Sabine. Who are you?
I'm Kinley.
Oh. Well,
She's too
found
young
the
to
portal.
be your grandma, by the way, Arya. Don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
I figured.
Also, I think she's a mermaid.
Oh yeah, you take a look, and yeah, she has a very, very long fishy tail.
So unless it's gonna be like an H2, like an H2O moment.
I mean, there's water, so H2O moment.
No, I mean like the movie or the show, whatever the fuck it was. With the mermaids.
Shape of
Never
Water.
mind.
As
It's the
long as
Shape
we're
of
not
Water.
having a Shape of Water moments here,
Okay.
we're good.
What did she say her name was? Can you maybe put it in the chat? just
Kinley.
So I can
It
see the
is
spelling. Kenley. Okay.
K-I-N-L-E.
Kinley. Hi.
Oh, that was close.
Well, we came through a portal and it brought us here. But we got separated from our friends, so we're looking for him.
I cannot send it come by beside you.
When was the last visitor here?
Some people take things, anything. You can see, like, at the bottom of the lake, like, if you pay a bit more attention, there's a lot more shiny things.
I don't say anything about this. I don't mention it. Oh, okay. So, did you know, Armin Reed?
Not in my lifetime. I've heard of him.
Okay. Well, what have you heard about him?
Heard that he sometimes he's by in here. Place that, well, I'm not able to go far beyond the path.
Can you? I know you can't go there, but can you maybe point us in the direction of where that is?
Have you seen him? We used to see him, like, apparently going. Yeah, when she points you towards, like, essentially a drier path on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So my mother tell me that they used to follow him. Yeah, and she points to a waterfall. That
Okay.
We're about to not one path.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Kenley. I appreciate that. We are just, we're just trying to find maybe some work that he might have left behind here. That's very helpful. Sabine in her head is like, I have to put these fucking coins back.
And Arya is like, for your help, since you said you like shinies, and she's going to pull out 8 gold coins. Would you like these?
She will. You take them away from your hand.
You're welcome. And thank you for your help.
Why are you looking for Armin Reed? Why are you looking? Wait.
Well, there's trouble happening in the outside world, and we think that his research might help.
Let's just say it seems a very, very bad person that he helped seal away might be breaking out. Yeah. And his research might help us.
And allegedly, we're the only ones who can lock them back up.
Because of our ancestors, it seems.
Allegedly.
We'll find out when we find out.
Allegedly.
That's like what we were told.
Should help you. Please cross the river. The lake.
I mean, that would be great. If you can help us get to where we need to go faster.
Put out to.
I take it I'm the one that's closest since I gave her the coins. I take her hand.
And she pulls you in the water.
Okay.
And swim you very, very, very quickly. Probably a bit surprisingly, you may, like, you know, drink a cup or two of water. All the way on the other side. Hydration.
Speed hydration on the go.
Yeah, speed hydration on the go. And she pull you closer to the island in the center, which has a little pad that leads for dry land or waterfall side. So whichever path you all decide to go. And she goes, after she leave you there, she goes back for the other two. Next.
So Averlyn looks over at Sabine. And is
Sabine's
like,
having a crisis
So,
of
like,
conscience right
so
now.
Averlyn looks at Sabine and goes, but like, what if like, if we go over there, I don't know if Zach can find us.
I don't know. He might be over there already. Who knows? Maybe he got teleported there.
That
We
would
have to
be
go
a
there.
really convenient story arc for the storyteller to have, like,
I know.
you know, him show up like right where he
Yeah,
needs
that'd
to
be
be.
so weird.
That would be
But
interesting.
I think that though, like, I mean, while we're here, we did say we would do both looking for him and looking for the research, and I mean, we came for the research first. And who knows if she'll be here later. Also,
Maybe
I
we
feel-
should like leave like a note or something.
Yeah. Also, I feel really bad. I'm gonna give her coins back.
No, she's gotta kill us. Did you see
I
how
don't think
much she got?
I gave her 8 coins as I'm a sorry.
You're-
My friend
you're-
took your coin.
You're across the
You're
room.
across
You
the
hear
lake,
this
shush!
conversation.
No, I'm actually walkie-talkie again to see if I can get
I mean,
Zach.
I mean, she's
I don't-
right
I don't
there.
know.
Yeah.
I just feel bad.
It's like,
I
have you
didn't
ever
know
been in
she
a
was
cavern like
here.
this?
Maybe you should just like drop them in the water once we get to the other side and she's gone or something. Don't like give them to her. She could kill us.
Okay, I'll do that.
Do you see how fast she swims? She could drown us. I don't want to
Okay.
like drown.
Okay.
They're beautiful and terrifying at the same time.
She's kind of scary. I mean, she's nice, but she's kind of scary.
I think she's kind of hot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all the swimming, she would be pretty fit. Like, I don't blame her.
Okay, well, you can go first. You go first.
Evelyn
Unless you
like,
wanna-
takes out one of her own coins, and she's like, heads or tails. Heads is high, tails are low.
Want me to?
No, I was
Heads.
gonna roll.
All right.
Did you say heads?
Yeah.
Okay, so I rolled a 5. So you called it. So Evelyn goes, damn it. And walks over to the mermaid. And she goes, I guess it's like my turn?
Put her hand out.
Evelyn like takes a deep breath and then takes her hand and does this thing.
And-
So she like holds her hand with one and
Oh,
like
yeah.
holds her nose.
And just like, you know, she did the area. But you know, now that you know what the fuck is gonna happen, she does a very long swim across that tiny island while you climb out of the water.
Okay, so when Evelyn gets out of the water, she's like,
Swim back for the tiny little one.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I take her hand.
And long, very fast swim across water all the way to the tiny island.
Okay. Thank you so much. This is really helpful.
Tiny over there. Bring it to me. Anything.
Evelyn like turns around and like covers her face so that she's not facing the mermaid at the mention of shiny things, and she's like,
Yeah, I mean, if we see something shiny that won't be useful to us and you know, the things that we have to do,
We'll
yeah, I don't mind
definitely
giving
share.
it. Yeah, I don't mind giving it to you, but we have to just make sure that it's not something that we're gonna need later.
Okay. Choose a path to take. Dry land, or getting a bit wet again, although you're fucking wet. Waterfall.
Which is the easier way or faster way?
I mean, according to story, Amarine was going dry path, but they were
Okay.
able to more or less, follow where he was going through waterfall.
Yeah, probably the waterfall would be our best bet.
How
On the ground, I'm going to take my dagger and scratch out. He knows cryptography, doesn't he?
I think
He
so.
does.
The nerd, probably.
In a code that she's pretty damn sure that Zach would pick up, that she knows. She's going to put basically, we went to the waterfall, but have it
we
sound
went that away.
basically, yeah. But anybody else would read, they would probably think it's smut.
All right.
Arya, did you just throw a dick in the dirt?
To some people, it's a dig. To others, it's something else entirely. And she
So
just
that's like
walks.
an eggplant, right?
Eggplant emoji.
Yeah, who is
She
that
grins.
for?
For Zach, he'll understand it.
Oh, Sabine turns to Ava. I didn't know it was like that between them. Did you know that?
I can't wait until he reads that. He reads it the
It's-
correct way.
There's eggplant emoji and then a peach. I didn't know.
And this entire time she's gay.
So like, I don't know that I need that information. Like, I think I'm just gonna. Are we sure we want to go to the waterfall?
I feel like we should go the way that Reed went, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which wasn't through the waterfall. He went through the dry path.
And the mermaids went through the waterfall because that's where the water is.
Well, tell me which way, because then I need to change that to something else.
Oh my gosh, what is that? Is that a
You need to add teardrop
cherry
instead of peach.
emoji? It's like three. Are those sweat drops? I hope those are sweat drops.
Okay, are we going the dry way or are we going to the waterfall?
I think we should go the dry way because that's the way that Reed went.
She just looks at you and goes, and this is why it's in a code. Because most people's brains just go into the gutter before realizing it's actually a code. Okay, give me a second. She wipes it
the
off and then
code
redoes it.
Have you seen how the code looks? Because
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
most people's brains go
Ava,
to the
am I-
gutter.
Okay.
While people who know of the code realize, oh, it means this.
They've been-
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so like,
Mhm.
Arya, so like I totally trust you. That's cool. I don't like Averlynn's doing la 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 la. She doesn't want to hear anything. So like we're going the dry way, right?
Yeah,
Where
it
are
was
you
which way did Reed go?
He
Was
would
it
go the
or
dry way.
waterfall?
The dry way.
Okay, then it's the dry way we're going.
Okay.
Where are you?
So
Or
we're
Ava.
gonna so
Too many Amy's.
draw whatever you need to like draw, and I'm gonna go like start heading that way and start like scouting.
Why are you
And
being weird about the eggplant?
Everyone's just gone.
As Arya is working on the code, she just looks over and it's like, I wonder if she's ever had a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
Maybe not. Well, that's just fine.
I mean, I only had one person for
I feel
over
like that
100
was
years.
maybe her first time ever seeing an eggplant.
Very unusual vegetable parts.
Yeah. I've only seen it once, but that was a really high-end dinner that I snuck into for reasons.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, yeah, he sees this, so he'll know where we went. Other people, yeah, their brains will be just be in the gutter and get distracted.
Okay, what does it look like now?
Let's see.
Please describe your smut.
It's like, I have to go through the emotes now, just so I can better figure this out. What exactly this would be. Because it would definitely still probably be the, let's see, what would it be? So it'd be an okay sign, eggplant, and probably champagne, because that's usually dry champagne.
All right.
Okay.
Fantastic.
And to those who would know, it would be eggplant would be pointing towards the path. Okay, dry path.
Yeah, that ain't
Kind of is
towards the
what it would
entrance, that's
have
for
to be.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Fantastic. Code written and hopefully will be understood by Zachary. With your mermaid friend just looking at you, being confused at all that was going on there. You know, look a bit behind her, you all the shiny thing, and you swear for a moment as you walk away on the dry path. And there was probably a skull somewhere in there.
In the waterfall?
Oh yeah, in the water.
In the water on the
Oh.
dry path?
No, in the water, like behind where the mermaid was.
Oh.
Don't fuck with her shiny things.
Oh. Yeah,
There was
I
3 coins, right? That was taken?
yeah.
Okay.
No.
I think when when they get far enough away, or even like she'll hold on to them to put them back where they found them.
All right. As you're heading out, following the path, hopefully the sign will be there for ally to see, or you may find it somewhere else around the path. Who knows? That is where we will end for tonight's session. As it is, perfect, sliding in some encrypted DM with some smut. So, thank you everybody.
We went down this road, we are going to do it.
No. It is a very educational stream here. We learned about rocks and measure of wine and eggplant language. So, alright, well, ready for joining us and watching all that. We will be back with more Titansgrave next Thursday, and if there's anything happen between now and then, post it on our social, on ye old Twitter. As always, I am Rafik. I am a RPG. I'm here. I am for amazing people such as wonderful ladies here who are just amazing and made me laugh so fucking hard tonight. I love it. and sometimes I do make like that you hear during intermission. I'll be back this Sunday, seriously, for a Honey Heist one, but as the Bear Master, and Bear will be there too. So that'll be fun and chaotic. I cannot wait. That little thing. Let's go in reverse order of that jazz. Hey, if you want to go.
Okay, cool. I'm Celine. You can find me here on Thursdays. You can find me on my personal Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Celine. And if you want to just kind of keep up with whatever shenanigans I'm up to, because I assure you, this place is not the only place I get up to shenanigans. You can follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Celine.
Fantastic.
Okay. Hey everybody, I'm Kitty. You can find me on Twitter at InsaneKitty32. You can also check out my shop where I have these dice-ramas that can bring you good luck and good fortune sometimes, given the day. You can find that at Causality Cat Studios and Etsy.com. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me today.
Perfect. Last but not least, Fair.
Hi, I'm Fair. You can follow me on Twitter at Fairbear to keep up with what I'm doing. I will be doing a lot of things this month and next month, so recommend you follow me there. When I'm not here on Thursdays, you can find me over on Rolling D's 20s, Saturday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, for our Vampire the Masquerade campaign. We are, this weekend will be our, I guess, mid-season finale type situation before we go on a little break. But stay tuned, because we get into, if you think I get into shenanigans in this campaign, you should see me in that campaign. And then yeah, Sunday I will be back here for Honey Heist. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're already making plans in the group chat about it, so yeah, it'll be a lot of chaos. I'm excited.
Yeah, that's gonna be about that. And also, even though he's not here, make go follow Amazing Jiggle Fest. We missed you so much.
Yes.
And we missed the voice of reason.
Support. Please go support our impulse control.
Yeah.
Yes.
We need him.
He will need all the support and love, as he's probably gonna be watching the VOD and asking himself what the fuck happened.
This is literally not the first time. Every time he's not here, we get into like ridiculousness.
Yeah.
Like
It's true.
like more than usual, and get completely off track. So we kind of need, like, we love and support our Jiggles so he can be here to keep us in check and snatch us up by our necks when we need to be snatched up.
Yeah.
The rock talk would have literally never happened if he had been here.
Possibly.
Possibly.
Maybe.
Or
Yes.
it would have happened
a
very
little
differently.
bit, but it would have been as long as it was. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, we would
All right.
probably wouldn't have had time to get rocks.
It was just such a long, hard talk. All of that rock chat.
Alright. Fantastic. Well, in that case, catch y'all next week for more Titansgrave. Around.
Bye,
Have a good
everybody.
night.
Right.